everyone, it's Heidi. Today I wanted to talk about D23 2017. In case you don't know, D23 Expo is a big convention based around all things Disney. It took place this past weekend in Anaheim, California. It actually happened at the same venue where I went to VidCon. Unfortunately, I did not get to attend D23 in person. This video is not going to be a full recap of the convention. It's just going to talk about the highlights for me, what I'm most excited about. This video is going to include some minor spoilers for upcoming movies. It's nothing that's not available on the internet already, but if you don't want to know certain points of plots of future movies, I suggest that you stop watching this. I'm going to be breaking this video down into 4 categories: Disney and Pixar animated movies, live action movies, Disney World, and Kingdom Hearts 3. One of the things I was looking forward to hearing about most at D23 is The Incredibles 2. The Incredibles 2 is being released on June 15, 2018. So I've gotten older since the last movie, but the characters have not. They're going to have the same voice actors except for Dash because they need a new kid to be his voice. Edna Mode and Frozone are coming back, and there's going to be some new heroes. Apparently in this film, Elastigirl is going to be out doing superhero stuff while Mr. Incredible stays home and is watching Jack Jack. If you remember from the short film Jack Jack Attack, we knew that Jack Jack had powers, and quite a few of them, and he's actually getting more powers. Brad Bird is going to be returning as the director, so I know that he is going to make a great film. Now I'm going to talk about a couple of Disney sequels. Back in my day, when Disney made sequels, they were lower budget, they were straight to VHS. Now we're going to get Frozen 2, which is going to be a really big deal. Seeing as how successful Frozen was, I can only imagine how massive Frozen 2 is going to be. It's coming out on November 27, 2019. So that's 6 years after the original film came out. The next Disney sequel I'm going to talk about is Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. I was kind of confused at first. I think that breaking the internet is kind of interesting terminology to be using in a Disney movie. So apparently there's a scene where Vanellope gets into a room where all the Disney princesses are in their pajamas and they're having some kind of slumber party. There's Ariel, there's Belle, there's Rapunzel, there's all these Disney princesses, and they have their original voice actors from their Disney movies, and it just sounds, I can't even wrap my head around this. I cannot wait to see this. Wreck-It Ralph was all about classic arcade games, and they had all these non-Disney characters like Pac-Man and Sonic the Hedgehog, and now I feel like they're going to be focusing in on mostly Disney characters. I'm just worried about which way the story is going to go, but I'm sure it'll be okay. So I'm hoping that they'll have a trailer out soon. All I've seen is that little clip where Vanellope and Ralph are in these little bubbles shooting through the internet. Now I'm going to talk about live action films. And there are a bunch of live action films coming out soon. So far that I know, we've got The Lion King, The Little Mermaid, Dumbo, Aladdin, and Mulan. The thing I liked about Beauty and the Beast was it wasn't a shot-for-shot remake, it was an interpretation of this classic. They had the classic story with the classic characters, but they added new parts, they added new music, they kept the iconic parts basically the same as the original, and then they changed up little parts of the rest. So I'm hoping with these movies, they add new parts to it, they add new dialogue, they add new jokes. I've heard that the Circle of Life scene from The Lion King is basically exactly like the original animated movie, but just CGI. And you know, if it's the Circle of Life, that's that classic scene where they keep it the same, they don't really change all that much, but then hopefully in other parts of the movie, things are slightly different from the original. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think of Disney live action remakes. Next up, we have Mary Poppins Returns, starring Emily Blunt and Lin-Manuel Miranda. I am so excited because this is a sequel. This is not a remake. If there was a remake of Mary Poppins, I probably wouldn't enjoy it, honestly. I would think there's no way this can touch the original, but they're not trying to remake the original, luckily. They are giving it a sequel, and Mary Poppins has not physically aged, which is interesting. We don't know, like, how. Meryl Streep and Angela Lansbury are going to be in it. Sounds like the cast is really good, but where's the story going to go from here? There are just so many questions I have right now. Next, I'm going to talk about The Last Jedi. We have a new behind-the-scenes video that's out now on YouTube. I love behind-the-scenes footage and bloopers and everything like that, so seeing this was a real treat for me. What has Luke Skywalker been up to, and what is Rey's backstory? From the beginning, I have never thought that Rey was Luke Skywalker's daughter. I think perhaps her parents could be friends of Luke Skywalker's. Maybe Rey had other siblings who were being trained by Luke Skywalker and they were killed by the First Order. I think there's going to be some kind of connection, but I really don't want Rey to be Luke Skywalker's daughter. That just seems too convenient for me. We'll see. I would not be surprised if in this movie Luke or Leia or both of them die. From that new behind the scenes video, we've already seen some new creatures and some new characters. I hear that Finn is going to be with General Leia and Poe, and that there's going to be a fight scene between Finn and Captain Phasma. And finally, for live action films, we've got to talk about Marvel. Hopefully, whatever end credit scene is after Thor Ragnarok is going to give us another look at Infinity War. So Infinity War is going to take all these Marvel heroes and put them together into battle. We've got the Avengers and Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and Black Panther and the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they're all going to be on screen. I'm just wondering, after Infinity War, what are they going to do? Because they've built up all these different movies with all these different characters, and now they're all going to be in the same movie? And then what? The first time that we saw Thanos on screen, that little glimpse of him, I was so ready. Thanos just has like the coolest villain look to him, you know? You're like, oh, you don't want to mess with this guy. Moving on to the next topic, Disney World. Disney World is going to be changing a lot in the next few years, and I cannot be more excited about it. Because every time I go back to Disney World, there's always something new. First of all, we're going to talk about Hollywood Studios. There's going to be the new land for Star Wars, which is now being officially called Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. You know, I really wouldn't have thought that Disney World was actually going to do that for a while, but then once they brought back the Star Wars movies, now they have an excuse. So good job, Disney. You made a good decision. BB-8 is going to be rolling around. I need to get a picture with BB-8, please. Next year, Toy Story Land is going to be opening up. It's going to be right behind the current location of Midway Mania in Hollywood Studios. So they're gonna have 2 new rides. Also, the Great Movie Ride is being changed into Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. It's going to be like a classic Mickey and Minnie cartoon. I'm going to miss the Great Movie Ride. It's a classic. I'm not like super sad that it's gonna be gone, but I'm gonna miss it. In Magic Kingdom, they are building a Tron ride next to Space Mountain. It's going to be like the one from Shanghai Disneyland, which looks really cool. In Epcot, they're going to be building a Ratatouille ride like the one in Disneyland Paris in the France Pavilion. So there's a ride called Ellen's Energy Adventure, and it has Bill Nye the Science Guy and Ellen DeGeneres, and I went on it the last time I went to Disney World, but it is a little bit outdated, I have to say, and it's being replaced by a Guardians of the Galaxy ride. I am just really, really happy that it's not taking over Tower of Terror, because people were really upset about that in Disneyland. It seems like because of that backlash, the Tower of Terror in Hollywood Studios is safe for now. I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy would have fit in Hollywood Studios better, but at the same time, I'm glad that it's taking over this area in Epcot that really needs a makeover. So that's about all I have for Disney World. The final thing I'm going to cover is Kingdom Hearts 3, and I've been waiting for this game for so long. Finally, maybe. Apparently, Kingdom Hearts 3 is supposed to come out next year. The new trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3 showed a new world, and that is Toy Story. You're going to be going into Andy's room and meeting the toys. People have been requesting Andy's room for a long time, and I'm really excited that it's going to be in the game. It really shows you that the developers have listened to the fans. So that basically covers everything I want to talk about from D23 2017. If you guys love Disney and you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye!